Hi guys, I've got something really exciting to show you today. It's these candy sets from Japan, and I'm gonna make this one today, the sushi set, and it's like jelly, like the jelly sweets that you get, you know, like Haribo and all of those ones, and we're gonna mold it to make it look like a sushi meal. So there's three that we're gonna make. There's this one, ikura, which is salmon roe, there's tuna, and there's tamago, which is egg. So we're going to make two of each of those, and then there's one here that mixes it, and everything you need is included in the set. You just have to add water. There's even like a little pipette so you can make like a soy sauce bit, so it looks like you've dripped the sauce onto the top of it. These have been around for a while. They're not a new concept, a new toy or anything, but I didn't realise you could get them in the UK. And I got both of these sets from the japancenter.com, which I'll leave in the link below, and they were £5.85, which for a toy type thing, maybe a little bit on the pricey side, but when you think that they're imported and when you see the finished product, they are amazing. It's so much fun, and it's really unique. I don't really know of anything else like this that you can buy. So I'm going to show you how to make it. I'm going to open it up. It's the instructions are in Japanese, but there's lots of pictures, and on the top the Japan Center also put like a rough translation of the instructions, like really basic of what to do. I mean, remember, it's for kids, so it's pretty easy to follow. It's, even if you didn't know any Japanese, I'm sure you could follow the pictures. So I'm going to show you how to make these today. So I've got my glass of water at the ready, and I'm just going to open it up and show you what's inside. So this is everything that's in the set. The blue sachet makes your rice. And then there's a sachet for all of the other flavours. There's this little piece of edible putty, which you use to make the nori, which is the seaweed that goes around the outside of the sushi. There's a little pipette that you use for adding the water and also for the salmon roe balls. There's a plastic spoon, which is a bit like the spoons that you get for eating ice cream with, and you use that to mix everything up. And then inside the tray, I don't know how clearly you can see this, but there's all labels, and this top bit here is where you put your water, and there's an A and a B. There's a pattern that's going to go onto the egg and the tuna, and then this bit's going to be where we make the rice. I'm going to start with the rice first. So to get started, I'm just filling my pipette with water, and then putting it into this section. You just fill in the well where it says 1 with water, so that was like 2 squeezes. And then we'll be adding this blue packet to the water. So you put the whole packet in, and then mix it up with the spoon. It smells like bubble gum, but actually I think this packet is all grape flavoured. So unlike the other jellies that we're going to make, you actually don't want this one to all stick together in a giant lump, because it's meant to resemble the grains of rice. So you just break it down in a circular motion. They do actually really resemble sticky rice, which is amazing. When I was mixing it up, a little bit spilt over into this column, so I'm just going to use my finger to get that out and put it back where it should be, because I don't really want any contamination. Now with the back of the spoon, I'm just pushing the rice into that rounded well shape, because this is going to make the rice balls. So now I'm adding water to this section. And I'm adding this yellow packet to get the egg effect. And then you just mix it up again with the spoon. As you mix it together, it definitely gets a lot thicker. And then with this one, you want to smooth it over so it's flat and evenly distributed across this section. These take 3 minutes to set, so I'm going to wash the spoon and start the next one. I've also splashed a little bit again into the next section, so I'm going to make sure I clean that out. So again, I'm just adding water into the section, and then it's this pink packet. So because I've got the yellow egg setting next door, I need to be really careful when I mix this up not to splash it, because it's easy to do when you're trying to mix it up. These coloured two definitely smell like grape. This red one, it feels a bit lumpier than the other one does, so I'm just going to make sure it's really mixed in, but you can already feel it kind of starting to set, so I don't think you have to work quite quickly with it. And then just smooth this one over evenly too. This is the plastic sheet that this tray was wrapped in, and on here it's got the templates. So this little square in the bottom corner is the template for your rice. So with the spoon, I'm just breaking off a lump of the rice. And then I need to mould that into this shape on the packet. Now, you want it to have a flat top because you've got to lay stuff over it. And then just tidy off the edges using your spoon. So these are my 6 little jelly rice balls. They're a little bit wonky. It was harder than I thought to get them moulded right, but you know they're going to be covered with bits, so it's okay. On the other side of the packet, there's this area which is the guide for rolling out your seaweed. I just cut the packet along here because I was having trouble seeing the whole shape. And I flattened out this bit of, I don't even know what it is. It smells like grape and candy. It's a weird texture. It's quite sticky now I've been moulding it between my fingers. And I'm just going to use the edge of the spoon to straighten off the edges. So these 2 bits of seaweed that I've just made, I think you could probably use a knife to tidy the edge because it might be a bit straighter then. They're just going to get wrapped around some of the rice. This one, you just wrap it around. And it is still a bit sticky, so it's just going to stick onto there. There is a little bit of a lip above where the rice is, but that's okay because we've got the salmon roe balls to put on the top of there. So you do that for 2 of the balls of rice. So these have definitely had 3 minutes now. I feel like the yellow one feels a little bit stickier, but I'm going to go ahead and put it onto the rice. So it's about 1/3 of the strip that you need. You should just be able to dig into it and it should come out in one whole strip. Ta-da! Now, the pattern is printed on the other side. So you need to take your rice and then flip this over on top of it. This piece actually looks huge though, doesn't it? And then it should just slide off. I'm not sure if you can quite see the pattern that's printed into it. It's quite faint on that one. Let's try doing the next one. I feel like the red jelly is a bit firmer, so I'm hoping this one will come out a bit better because I find the yellow a little bit wet. It definitely slid off the spoon there more easily, and I can see a more clearly defined pattern in the bottom of it. Let's try the second part. You can definitely see on this one, which is the red tuna, the pattern on the top is much more clearly defined and they actually look like little sushis. This next part is interesting. We're using the side of the mould that's labelled A and B. So you just squeeze your water into it. In both sides there's a line and you can kind of see where the water needs to be up to. So these ones, the packets are labelled. So this is the green one with the A on it that goes into the A section. This side needs to be mixed up, but it's going to remain a liquid. And then the section marked with a B is going into the B side. And then you mix this orange one up too. And then with your pipette, you're going to suck up a bit of the orange from the B section and drop it into section A. and you're going to drop it from about 3 centimetres, and after each little squeeze just move your pipette. You really just want one drop at a time. Some of these aren't forming perfect balls. I think it might take a little bit of time just to get the knack of it. There you go, they seem to be a bit better now. So I've done 2 pipettes full, and what I'm going to do is try and scoop them out now. I'm going to scoop them into a separate dish before I put them on top of the sushi, because some of them are a bit ugly looking. That's amazing, they do actually look like little balls. So now what I need to do is transfer them over onto this sushi. That looks so good! These look absolutely amazing. The very last thing I need to do is make the soy to sprinkle over the top of these yellow ones. They just look so good. So you take your water into section number 1, the one that you started with. There was a bit of orange still left in the pipette, so the water's got a slight orange hue to it. Then you pour your mixture in. I'm actually most nervous about adding this one because I think the sushi looked just so good. So I sucked a little bit up into my pipette. And I'm going to squeeze a little bit onto this one, which is the egg one. And there you have it, guys. That is my amazing jelly sushis.